Kaplan from the England Motorcycle Museum, and I'm about to demo this absolutely gorgeous Mick Andrews replica for you. I'll tell you a little bit about it. Bike runs absolutely perfect. It shifts perfectly. Horn works. Lights work. It's a fantastic running bike. I'm running it off a umbilical tank because this is a museum piece that we don't want to put any fuel in the tank on. We put the umbilical tank hook up to it, and it started first kick after not being run since last year. Kenny just started it. First kick, fires right up. I'm going to disconnect the tank and bring it inside, and I'll tell you all about it. This is a full frame-off restoration. This was signed by Mick Andrews. It is a Mick Andrews replica. That's a actually personal signature of Mick on this motorcycle. He signed it after it was restored. It was restored to a high degree of fit and finish. It's probably nicer than the day it came out of the box as far as the polishing onto the aluminum and everything is concerned. So yeah, I'm going to pull this off. I'll bring it in. Hi, this is Ken Kaplan from the New England Motorcycle Museum, and I'm thrilled to be representing, and honored to be representing this Mick Andrews replica. This is an actual signed Mick Andrews replica. This motorcycle won the World Championship, European 71 and 72. Here's the logo on the side, and it won the Scottish 6-day trials in 72. World Championship winning motorcycle made by OSSA. Signed by Mick Andrews, who was the rider. This may or may not have been the actual bike in that event, but it's a replica of it. The bike has been highly restored by a fellow museum owner that consigned us to sell the motorcycle. The bike is probably in better shape cosmetically than the day it came out of the showroom, other than a couple of blemishes I'll point out to you. But starting with the rims, these are the original rims. They've been polished, the Kaplan rims. Polished spokes, polished hub, polished forks, polished, the whole front end is polished. It's absolutely, it's a museum piece. It's gorgeous. The frame, this is a frame up restoration, which means this was taken down to the last nut and bolt. The engine, the wheels, everything was dismantled. The spokes came out of the hub. It has brand new Pirelli tires on it. They're the original factory 400 by 18 on the rear, and the smaller 21-inch front Pirelli tires. The chain and sprockets are brand new. This is an OSSA sprocket. Even the sprocket's polished on this. The shocks are this bike was way ahead of its time. If you look at the quality of suspension, beater shocks with about 6 inches of travel, and the front forks are real beefy looking, like 38mm forks. I've never measured them, but they look a lot beefier than the Japanese counterparts of that point. And the quality of the bike is just top shelf. The came with a nickel-plated exhaust pipe from the factory, and the paint job is gorgeous. It's a British racing green with the gold and the white matching graphics. The OSSA seat is embossed with the OSSA logo. The rear rim, if you look at the rear rim, look at how polished. This rear rim was hand polished, dismantled and completely hand polished. Hours and hours of labor. If you had to pay a shop, I'm telling you straight up, most good restoration shops charge 80 to 120 bucks an hour. We charge 120 an hour. You're looking at somewhere in the area 65 to 80 hours labor alone on this bike, which at 80 hours of labor would be $9,600 plus parts. You're not going to get a bike. You're not going to take once a cucumber becomes a pickle, you're not going to turn it back into a cucumber without spending a fortune. And this bike is done to a very high degree. I'll call this museum quality. From the top to the bottom, everything, there's not a piece on this part that wasn't completely refurbished, repolished, replated, or repainted. And runs perfectly. Starts first kick, goes through all 4 gears beautifully. The clutch, the brakes, the suspension, everything's been completely rebuilt on this motorcycle. It needs absolutely nothing. The NADA value on this motorcycle is $8,800. So the whole bike front to back has been completely restored to museum quality. The handlebars are the original style bars. The levers are in beautiful condition. The hand grips in perfect shape. All the cables were replaced. The original headlight is intact with the rock guard on it. Again, this is NADA value of $8,800. I would say in the shape this one's in, this is a $10,000 bike all day long. You couldn't restore one, buy one and restore one for anything less. So it's worth at least the $8,800 NADA value. The rear fender's in beautiful shape. Made in Spain logo is in brand new condition. Has the original taillight on there. It's in beautiful shape. The license plate mount. Again, the rear wheel and sprocket. Look at the OSSA logo on the sprocket. Just a beautiful museum quality bike. Coming around to this side of the bike, you'll see pretty much more of the same. The original, look at this. This is the original Kickstarter. It's been polished to perfection. You're looking at several hours labor just on that. And even at $80 an hour, it's $250 just to polish this, and it works like brand new. It's perfect. It's a perfect Kickstarter. It may be an NOS one, I don't know. Engine cases are in beautiful shape. Cylinder head and fins, no damage, no nicks, no dings. They're beautifully painted. The center cases are spotless. They're bead blasted. Again, this is a frame off, crank up rebuild on a nice original OSSA. The tank badges look like they just came out of the box. Brand new NOS, fantastic badges. The pegs look brand new. The kickstand looks brand new, as does the spring and the swing arm. There's no dents on the swing arm, no damage on the frame. Usually these were, ones that were actually raced were bashed over the rocks and stuff. Obviously this was one that was trail ridden or sat in a garage or a barn or something and was never hammered on. Tank's in beautiful shape. It was repainted, the original factory colors. Has new graphics, and I said there were a couple blemishes on it. I wanted to point out a little bit of the pinstripe is peeling up right here, up by the Mick Andrews signature. Barely noticeable and easily repaired. And also it looks like right here on the gas tank, there's a little smudge in the paint right here. I don't know if that was caused by gas or a scratch that was touched up, but it's not something, believe me, when this thing rolls in the room, people aren't running up and going, oh, there's a little defect right there. They're just wowed by the beauty of it. Even the fork caps are polished. Again, stunning Mick Andrews replica, world championship winning motorcycle, restored by one of the foremost experts in this industry. Chain guide's in beautiful shape. Look at the chain guide on the same pen on this side right here. This has the factory, check this out. It's a factory spring-loaded chain adjuster, which is a really cool piece. 46 tooth rear sprocket. Just a beautiful bike. A portion of the proceeds are going to fund the New England Motorcycle Museum. The rest of the proceeds are going to fund the museum this came from. So not only are you buying moto history, you're helping support and preserve motorcycle culture by supporting the museums that display these for everyone to see. And I hope this goes to a good home and that someone really appreciates this. Again, started up first kick for me, stone cold. Plopped it into gear, snicked right into gear, no crunching or grinding, shifts beautifully. The brakes and clutch, everything's perfect on the bike. It was done by a true pro. Again, in excess of, this is a 100-hour job with all the polishing and plating and painting and everything. It's a 100-hour job. It's 2.5 weeks full time. Pay a shop to do that, and you're in the $8,000 to $12,000 range of labor. So the bike's easily worth the $8,800. Hope it goes to a good home. If you have any questions, call me, 860-454-7024. Come take a look at it at 200 West Main Street. I'm going to wheel this back into the museum for everybody to drool on before it goes to its new home. And then you want to add to this, Kenny? All right, well, good luck bidding on this. I hope it stays in the US here, or at least goes to a good home that someone's really gonna appreciate it. So good luck bidding on it. God bless America.